think sometimes what we see in terms of these sessions around alternative therapies or even the trips out is initially there's a resistance sometimes, because the conception and perception is that treatment is about group therapy and one-to-one therapy. So they may question the need or the value in doing this, but eventually what we see is after the first time they embrace even one of them, they're bought in 100%, because it's not only a fun way, but it's also, just as art therapy would be, a different way of looking at a person's own material.
I think the balance is kept by the complementary therapies that we offer. Watching patients going out and engaging in equine therapy on a Friday is amazing. Watching patients use the pool and the sauna just to release any energy that they may have built up is so important. The timetable is designed well so that, you know, that they have something in the evenings to kind of wind down with, so that when maybe the bones of the medical staff and the therapy staff leave, that they haven't got this kind of internal thing that they're dealing with and holding on to for the rest of the day. So I think by exerting energy in complementary therapy, be it equine therapy, drumming therapy, music therapy, art therapy, it can also be really beneficial for the patient as well, to have that balance between intense psychological support but also having somewhere else to expel their energy as well. We often see patients coming in that maybe have lost interest in their hobbies due to their addiction. So about giving them the tools and building their self-esteem so that they can go back out and reintegrate back into their hobbies and their interests and build on their self-esteem and their self-worth. I think in the beginning of treatment, particularly if it's something new for the patient, such as equine therapy or creative writing, people may have reservations about it and think, what's the point in this? Everything that we do here is, the staff are trained in it and there's research behind why it works, and that's what we go off here. There can be a little bit of resistance at the start, but I think that a massive part of that, as well as the person has just arrived in treatment, they're probably scared, lonely, missing their family. But by being able to, engage in these therapies and build on their self-esteem, even if it's only a small bit, kind of towards the end of treatment, then we see the people going out and really enjoying these therapies that we offer and really benefiting from them actually as well.
Well, a lot of our you often hear in therapy, when you hear the word therapy or therapists, you think of CBT, you think of the traditional talking therapies, but therapy isn't always just talking therapies. I think in a combination with alternative therapies, complementary therapies, meditation every morning, mindfulness, which is a huge thing in the world, and it's something that both Castle Craig and Smarmore Castle have been adopting into their programme for as long as I can remember. Equine therapy, as I said earlier on, there's a lot of teaching that can come from that, just that one experience of the clients understanding how difficult it is for their families to help them get well. Just using a horse, and it's an talking therapy as well. You've got to have trust and things. And then I do drumming, and drumming is quite a powerful form of therapy. It's also a laugh as well. Patients get a laugh on a Friday afternoon. We do some singing, we do some dancing, we drum, there's a high energy in it. So there's a high energy in it. Also gives me an opportunity to check out how the community is, right? So if the drum circle isn't working too well, and they're not communicating with each other, not listening to each other, there's not much respect and things like that, it gives me a sense of how the community is working. When the community is working really well, the drum circle is a beautiful experience. When the community's got issues in it, then the drum circle is a little bit more difficult to facilitate. And I try to teach that within the drum circle as well, about communication with each other, about respect, about working together as a team. And when they get that concept, when our patients understand that, then there's I think you call rhythmical alchemy that takes place, and people come together so well, and they forget about their self-consciousness. They forget about that they're drug addicts and alcoholics. They're just normal human beings, and they're having a laugh, and they're singing and dancing. And some of their patients come in and they see drumming, and they're like, "Oh no, what's this?" And then they see the senior therapist sitting with a drum, and I'm playing about with the drums, and teaching them some songs, some African songs, and teaching them body percussion, and having a laugh with them. And there's a really good atmosphere that comes from that as well. So we've got several forms of complementary therapies in here, which definitely adds to. Remember, we've got a skeleton staff at the weekend as well. So if our patients are in here and they're stressed all week, they're in really heavy therapy, a really good thing on a Friday afternoon is to give them music and drumming. It's more light, and it gives them a chance to kind of shake it off as well. Get into the weekend, shake it off.
Process things differently.
Yes,
as well.
yes, it's definitely a different way of processing, and to see them all smiling with each other, all laughing with each other. They say it's about building community through rhythm. So it gives me another opportunity of working with the patients. If there's someone who's got a lot of ego and they want to bang a big drum, I might kind of get them to slow down a little bit, right? You calm down a little bit. And if there's somebody who's always in the background and they are more like wallpaper, I maybe get them to come up a little bit, so the sound comes up a little bit from them, so they start having a voice. When I started training in drum circle facilitation and mentorship skills, it's called teaching without teaching. So watching you, watching me, watching you, if that makes sense. So the patients are watching me, but I'm also seeing how the community is going, and I'm working from what they're showing me as well, and trying to help them move forward from that. So there's different dynamics that I can use in the drum circle. We can go from me being a director straight away, I'm directing the group, saying this is what you do, volume low, volume high, to me being a facilitator and facilitating it, to then it becoming a little bit like orchestration. They facilitate themselves, and that's beautiful to watch, beautiful to watch.
The downtime in Smarmore is unique and really fun. Not only do we write the downtime within the therapeutic timetable around music therapy, art therapy, writing therapy, equine therapy, but we also have facilities here that really facilitate healthy, fun downtime. So we have a full gym here, and we encourage everybody to use the gym, and we have a gym instructor who can give a individual gym plan for everybody while they're in treatment. And exercise is a really important way of not only learning to self-manage and to keep ourselves healthy, but it's also a good way to just connect and make friends. And that's a huge part that we would encourage everybody to participate in. And we also have a 24-meter pool, which is, a most wonderful way for anybody to decompress after a day. And again, it's about a healthy engagement in exercise and in fun. We have a games night as well as part of our timetable. On a Sunday evening, we have a games night and we have a games room. So there's all sorts of games, and the community are encouraged to get together and play games together in a very healthy way that maybe has never happened before in their life.
We've got creative writing, we've got art group, we have Coleman, he brings in his guitar, Paul brings in his guitar and his keyboard at the weekends, and our patients go up and Coleman hands out some songs, and they all join in and sing. So it's really, really good. Patients that have got a talent at singing, it's really good to see them, because they may have lost that passion through their alcoholism. So to see them coming back and singing and playing guitar without the need of alcohol and drugs shows them that they don't need to be frightened of going back out into that career. If that was a career they have to watch it for a little bit, but they can do anything when they're sober. So it becomes really beneficial as well. And really good for the community. We've got a few guitars in here that we leave lying about the community. A keyboard that's here we leave lying about the community. We always there's always paper about. There's always art, drawings, and mindfulness colouring in and things like that around the community. So yeah, our patients really enjoy the artful sides of the recovery and themselves.
Like, the drumming therapy is great. It's good for getting out of yourself. Everyone, I've done drumming therapy in other places, but I've never seen anyone not come out smiling afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, it's about getting silly and just getting comfortable, getting outside of yourself. And our drumming therapist is excellent. He's very good at what he does. But what I found most beneficial was the equine therapy. You know, the equine therapy with our therapist Neve. I was unsure about it. I thought, this is going to be crap. This is going to be no good. Standing there doing these little things, these little exercises with the horses. But I found it really powerful when I used it and reflected back on to past events in my life and how I felt about myself. There was one of the tasks was everybody got a piece of paper and there was something written on it, and you were not to tell anybody what was on that paper, but the task was to get as many of people's information, what was wrote on it. So that was the skill in going around. And I was very surprised at myself because a person who had such low self-esteem in myself, everyone always came to me for guidance and help, and I was able to use that in a sort of way, manipulate, to be able to get those people's information and that sort of come in kindly and gently, and I got everybody's what was wrote down on it. And that was a good feeling throughout that I'm able to do this. But then on reflecting back on it afterwards, I felt very bad and guilty about it, because here I was manipulating again in a sense, and you know, it wasn't the person that I wanted to be. It wasn't sitting well with me anymore, to where in addiction, you know, I loved every minute of that because it just fueled. I was able to get what I needed no matter what.